All right, perseverance is next, and this is a biggie too. It's been described as the difference between those who try and those who succeed. Things are so immediate today. A lot of things come fast. Short attention spans are easily accepted. TV can make Rome look like it was actually built in a day. um, I always think about, remember when you used to take pictures and drop off the film for developing, and it would take like a week to get it back. And you had to pay for every one of those pictures. Even if Uncle Louis had his eyes closed, you still paid 19 cents or whatever it was for that print. So that just reminds me of how different things are this today. But with kids, it's important to plan some activities that cannot be completed in one sitting. For example, you could paint an egg carton one day for your planning to use it for your rock collection. So spend a lot of time getting it the way you want it, the kids, and then maybe then the next day, set it up, make little labels for it and that. But if you space things out, it teaches kids that you can accomplish things over, everything doesn't have to be immediate. You can get help for skills that you don't have or patience that you don't have. Maybe you have a friend that knits. Maybe Aunt Marge plays chess and would love to teach your child. I had a friend who's had a daughter between the ages of my two girls, and she personally did not know some of the domestic arts, and she really wanted her daughter to have them. So I met with her daughter for like an hour a week for several weeks. I taught her how to crochet, and I taught her how to embroider, things that my mother had taught me. And it was really sweet, and it was a lot of fun. Extended projects make great memories, and they strengthen bonds. When my first daughter was young, we spent a whole year doing an Anne of Green Gables unit study, where the river runs or something like that. It was fascinating. We loved it. We read the Anne books. We learned a lot of the same things that Anne learned. We learned a little Latin. We did a lot of things like that. And one of the person who put that together suggested having a year-long project, like make a quilt. And I thought, that is really good. She talked about the value of something taking a long time. Unfortunately, we didn't do the quilt. We didn't do the year-long project that time. And I was kind of disappointed in myself. But when I did get that second chance with the second child, we did. We didn't make a quilt, but we made a giant, like a giant kind of a bedspread, which is a funny story for another day. But it did take us a long time, and we did get it done. Another thing that we did that was a thing that had kids waiting for too was we had a friend who was a year, about the same age as my daughter Isla, and I got a notebook, and Isla read a book. She wrote the title of the book and the author and on the first page, and she wrote what she liked about the story, not the storyline like a book report, but what she liked about it without giving it away. And we put it in an envelope and mailed it to Jenna. And when Jenna got it, she read the book. She got the book from the library and read it, and she used the next page to write what she liked about the book. And then she used the next page to recommend a book for Isla. So she wrote the title and the author and what she thought about it and mailed it back. And sometimes we'd get it back like a week later. Sometimes it'd be like 3 months later. And it went on for about 2 years. And maybe there were a dozen books that they wrote back and forth about. And it was just really fun. It was the anticipation and the waiting. Sometimes it'd be like, hey, when is she going to write back to me? I'm sure Jenna thought the same thing about Isla, but that was a fun project.